grind, and heart to tie this series at 1 apiece.
Did everyone hear that? If not, please allow me to quickly replay that for you.
To tie this series at 1 apiece.
Yes, you are correct. I noticed that. At that point, the Memphis Grizzlies had just defeated the Golden State Warriors in Game 2, and it appears like Ja Morant informed Curry, "We're going to have some fun." Ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors may have just claimed the 2022 NBA title, but serious mischief also took place along the way. Today, let's go back in time a little bit and gather some of these receipts. Let's begin with the Denver series first. Although Gary Payton II actually started this particular instance of trash talking, it is nonetheless hilarious. Nevertheless, it all began when Payton stopped Nikola Jokic. It was a really good block, to be honest, but as Jokic was making his way to the bench, Payton gave him a little tap on the behind. Flashes of this certainly existed in Steph Curry at this time.
Oh my, Jokic just clobbered Markieff Morris from behind.
Did you know that Markieff Morris missed several months of action due to that? I mean, after suffering whiplash while playing for the Nuggets in November, he didn't play frequently again until March. Don't cheaply shoot a guy and then turn your back on him, I suppose is the lesson to be learned from it. Curry undoubtedly thought to himself at that precise moment, though, that Gary Payton II cannot have that happen to him, and he smartly intervened. Anyway, Denver is an extremely respectable organization that only focused on basketball, and I have nothing but respect for them and the back-to-back MVP. However, Memphis, people, where do I even start? I'm going to start with that flagrant foul by Draymond Green, I guess. You all do recall that one, don't you? It was a light hit. In fact, Brandon Clark claimed in an interview given following the game that he was unaware it was a hard hit until he watched the replay. Nevertheless, it was flagrant, which I believe is a bit soft. But a call is a call, and I don't mind that. What I found amusing was what transpired next. Following the game, Clark stated the following.
I can light take a hit, man. He just, he's been known for flagrant fouls in his career. I've watched him on TV my whole life, it feels like, so.
He was essentially referring to Draymond as a dishonest player. But the very next game, Dillon Brooks nearly put an end to Gary Payton II's career with a foul, and not long after that, Xavier Tillman elbowed Draymond in the face, requiring stitches. The head coach of the Grizzlies then had the following to say.
I know there's a narrative out there, that was said that between game 1 and game 2, we have to play more physical. Obviously, dirty's been thrown out there, but, I look at my locker room, I look at our culture and what we exude, we're the furthest thing from dirty.
The shenanigans with the Grizzlies don't end here either, because after that Memphis Grizzlies Game 5 win, you all remember this chant, right? How are they going to call Draymond a dirty player, then do things like that, and then say things like that? My goodness. Sincerely, this reminded me of when Patrick Beverley and the Timberwolves defeated the Clippers. Nevertheless, Memphis was eliminated from the NBA playoffs 2 days after that chant, and everyone left. However, the chant didn't end there. As a result, early in the season, Brooklyn made a statement to the media following a regular season victory about sending Andre Iguodala back to the Warriors while the Grizzlies are creating a dynasty. You can hear it for yourself, I mean.
Developed a lot, and we all had the vision and he didn't, which is perfect. Send him back to the Warriors and let him, do his thing over there. Keep building this dynasty and this program up to, new heights.
Brooks continued, "They know that we're going to come every single year we're young, and they're getting old. They know we're coming every single year." After the Grizzlies were eliminated from the playoffs, the 2022 Finals MVP then responded to a question concerning Dillon Brooks' remarks by saying, "He said a lot of weird things, and he dubbed himself a dynasty already, so you've got to figure." Steve makes a really fair argument. After all, the Grizzlies were eliminated from the playoffs in the first round last year and the second round this year, yet Dillon Brooks refers to them as a dynasty. Guys, I believe Brooks uses the terms dynasty and regular playoff team interchangeably, likely in the same way that someone else interchanges the terms contribute and pledge. Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to stray too far from basketball. Let's move on to the next story. Returning to the Grizzlies for a moment, during the same regular season when Dillon Brooks began giving his dynasty speech, Jaren Jackson Jr. also tweeted this: "Strength in numbers." Klay Thompson saw that tweet and responded to it after the Warriors won the championship.
I can't wait. There was this one player on the Grizzlies who tweeted strength in numbers after they beat us in the regular season, and it pissed me off so much. I can't wait to retweet that thing. Freaking bum.
He was essentially making fun of the Warriors' slogan. Guys on the Grizzlies team made fun of Curry. Brandon Clark referred to Draymond as dirty. Dillon Brooks referred to the team as a dynasty. And Jackson made fun of the Warriors' tagline before Brooks nearly terminated Gary Payton II's season. After Tillman had elbowed Draymond severely enough to require stitches, the Grizzlies' head coach referred to his club as a clean team. And the ironic part of it all is that they'll likely be eliminated in the first or second round again the following year. However, let's now go on to the Dallas series. Dallas was, for the most part, a good team, but gosh, you may recall that game where their head coach Jason Kidd instructed the player to hit me while he was carrying an ice and soda, effectively giving the netting some extra time to settle their differences. Well, I'm pretty sure that when the Warriors faced off against, Dallas Kidd was the main culprit behind this.
Dinwiddie. Curry lost it, vacuums it in. Oh, and he threw it away.
And see, that's the problem sometimes because, you know, they're standing
White-
up like
white
Theo
shirt,
Pinson with a white jersey on. You think that's your team.
Guys, you saw this, right? A member of the Dallas bench wearing white the same color as the Warriors jersey was standing literally on the sidelines with his hands in the air, like he was calling for the ball. As a result, Curry thought he was a Warrior in the corner and turned the ball over in the very next game. A referee even told him to change his shirt. But you know what Jason Kidd probably told him, "Oh, sorry." And when I say him, I mean Theo Pinson. Kidd probably told Pinson to keep the shirt on. Look at that here, he is again with the same white shirt. In the subsequent games, he finally changes the color of his shirt after listening to the referee. Guys, he went from wearing white to black after listening to the referee. But this wasn't a game in which the Warriors were sporting black jerseys, so it must have been done on purpose. But such a cunning move that almost borders on cheating. After the Mavericks' one and only victory in Game 4, Jason Kidd added this about the Warriors: "The biggest compliment we've gotten is that they gotta play zone because they can't play us one-on-one right. This is a championship den team. They're giving you a compliment that they can't guard you. It's pretty cool."
Back, they're on their feet, and their Warriors are going to the NBA Finals again.
Anyway, let's move on to Boston. Now, the first thing I have to say about Boston is that these people love to sit on Steph Curry's ankles. For example, Mark Smart Black in the regular season and Al Horford back in Game 3 are just two examples. Oh my God, folks, have you heard about that prank they tried to do with the basketball rim? Yes, the Warriors did notice something was off about the rim during warm-ups before Game 3 at the TD Garden. I mean, they were practicing, and something just felt different. That's because something wasn't quite right. The rim on the basketball that the Warriors were shooting at wasn't the usual 10 feet tall. It was really 2 inches taller, and their measurements proved it. Although it was eventually restored, the Warriors' warm-up practice was cut short by 20 valuable minutes. They claimed it was an accident, but you and I are aware that it wasn't. In the NBA playoffs of 2022, there were cheaters, aggressive bullies, and even trash talkers. There's a lot I can probably say, but I think this pretty much sums it all up. I even received trash talk, but in the end, the Warriors won their 4th championship in 8 years.